Hello and welcome to another segment of Love Revolution. I'm your host, Mia Saenz. And as always, grab your notepad, your pen, and your yummy drink and join us. In this segment, I have Nicole Mazer, and she is amazing. She is a social media queen. So she's here to share her love of social media, and also some exciting news is Nicole just joined the magazine. Now, I was in touch with Nicole for many, many months before this, and so I had to share it with you guys. I'm really excited since since this is a Bella Mia Saenz production together. So welcome, Nicole.
Thank you so much for having me. Super excited to be here and a part of your Love Revolution and to share, what I'm doing and add value to what you're doing. So thank you very much for having me.
It's awesome to have you. Everybody's interested in social media because it's become such a huge part of our world in the last 10 years or even less. But, for the last 10 years, I think it really started getting pounded out with MySpace and then Facebook and then, Pinterest and then Instagram and all this. So we're really excited to have you share your information with us. So since this is a teaching segment, I'll let you get started.
Awesome. Well, first off, I want to introduce myself and give you a little bit of background and kind of how I got started on social media. Let me go back a few years. I initially was a financial advisor, a basketball coach, financial advisor, and when I was 12, I was actually diagnosed with Crohn's disease. And so it's kind of affected me periodically off and on. It's an autoimmune disease, so it can affect a lot of different things from fatigue or pain. And so your traditional jobs is very tough to keep up with, So I always did the job, did whatever I needed to do, of course. But at the same time, there's things that were always out of my control. And that really got me kind of started on social media. And the fact that I could reach so many people without having to physically be there. And just to be able to interact with people online, it's been incredible. So a couple years ago, I got into a really bad flare-up, and literally 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks at a time, I wasn't able to do anything. And that's really difficult to run a business or even have a job if you can't physically get out of bed.
Yes.
And unfortunately, the bills keep coming. Those things don't stop just because you have something in your life that happens, and that happens to all of us. Things come up that are beyond our control. And so I really got attracted to social media and making money online, so that way I could find a resource for myself to be able to still pay my bills. And one of the things that I ultimately got attracted to was Instagram, and that's you could say one of my main platforms that I spend a lot of time on because I could do it from my phone and in bed. And so I started, doing different affiliate stuff online, and then eventually started my own business where I'm helping other businesses such as yourself grow their presence online. So it's very, very exciting to me. And one of the reasons that attracted me to Instagram was I could do a lot with a little. So even though I didn't have, a big budget because I was paying medical bills and doing all that kind of stuff, I could still get a lot out of it. And even when I didn't have time. So I really learned how to leverage Instagram. And because it's owned by Facebook, it's really not going anywhere. It's not going to disappear or anything like that. So I think it's a solid platform that businesses can really build on, and even individuals who may not have a business can share their passions and their interests and things that they ultimately love to do. So that's really what got me started on Instagram specifically, and I'd love to share some tips with you guys on Instagram, and that way your audience can benefit from that as well.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, definitely.
When we can sign into Instagram, we can sign in through Facebook. Now I understand why, because Facebook owns them. Does that mean that Facebook and Google are connected that way too? Because sometimes you can sign in to Google stuff through your Facebook.
Facebook really, in my opinion, kind of monopolized the check-in from Instagram. So if you go, or Facebook rather, so if you go to a lot of different apps or even websites, it'll say, here, quick login,
Right.
and it'll give you Facebook. And so Facebook was really smart in that aspect because not only are they, essentially grabbing that contact information of the person, but they're giving other businesses and outside apps and outside, resources like Google, the ability to have people log in very quickly through Facebook. So almost all apps that I know, they almost always have a Facebook login. So that's, I think, more on Facebook's side that they kind of monopolize, hey, if you're going to use this app, we're going to give you a quick login to Facebook, which is smart.
It is smart. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Any other questions?
Not at the moment, but I will have some.
Well, three of the things that give you a little bit of a background on my Instagram presence. I've actually grown to over 50,000 followers now on a handful of accounts. So I've really started to, unfortunately, one of the downsides of Instagram, unlike Facebook, is they haven't really built out their business side or the ability to manage multiple pages from one account. So how if you go on Facebook, you can have one personal profile, but you can have a lot of different fan pages, whether it's just something that you're passionate about, or maybe it's a business that you own, or maybe it's a segment of your business and you want to, open up another fan page. And you can do that all from one login from your personal page. Well, with Instagram, technically they only want you to have one account, your personal account, and you can put whatever you want on there. But for businesses, we don't always want to mix everything we're doing together. Business may not want to post everything that's happening in their daily life, but at the same time, maybe you want to have a personal Instagram that you share with friends and family. So I started registering other accounts. They're completely separate accounts, just a new email. And really, I have a personal page, a business page, and then I have some niche pages that give me the option to reach out to different demographics. And I've actually built up over 50,000 followers. And the reason I share that with people to do it that way is because you can really target your audience much better, right? So if I have only one page, well, if I'm marketing to everybody, I'm not really marketing to anybody, right? So I've leveraged that by creating multiple accounts, and it's really, people are willing to dive in more and be more engaged because it's specific to their interests versus, hey, it's Nicole, I'm here, People want to learn about, maybe you're a business and you just want social media stuff and you don't really care what I ate yesterday, So having those segmented options is really a great resource. And then hopefully Instagram at some point merges everything similar to Facebook where you can create multiple accounts from one main profile, but that's just not the case right now. So three of the things that I really are kind of key components to anything on social media if you're marketing or for business. One of my mentors taught me about the 3 C's, which is create traffic, capture leads, and convert sales. So those are going to be your main 3 components when you're really diving into a business. How can you get people to go to your website or to go to your Instagram page or go to your Facebook page or whatever, Pinterest, whatever it is that you're doing? Take that traffic and get that traffic to go to your website or your blog or a landing page. And then from there, how do you capture them to be leads so that you can follow up? Because ultimately you need to be able to follow up with the prospect or whatever someone's inquiring about. If not, if there's no contact, more than likely they're not going to reach back out to you. They say it takes 5 to 7 times to turn a lead into a sale.
I thought that was 17 times. That's what I teach.
Sometimes it is 17 times. I've had leads that have contacted me 6 months, a year later, and said something changed, and now I need you, or I need this resource or this information, or maybe a year ago I was irrelevant to them. Yeah. So that's why you follow up occasionally. And then the third thing is converting sales. So once you have that lead, and how do you get them to turn in from a lead and a prospect into a buyer? And not only just a buyer, but someone who's going to continue to buy from you, right? Because we want to make sure that we're servicing and giving value to our clients or our customers so that they want to continue to come back and work with us and buy our products or, continue to read our magazine whenever it comes out, right? Because you want to make sure that people love what you're doing, right? So this is all about, being passionate about what you're doing and loving what you're doing. And I just happen to use social media as my outlet for that. So that's kind of one of my first little starter tips is, making sure that you have those 3 C's really covered. So create traffic, capture leads, and convert sales. And those are ultimately, there's little things in between there, but ultimately those are the 3 solid main components that you would need when doing business. So, and did you have any other questions? You kind of wanted me to keep going on the same,
Keep going. I'm excited. This is fun.
Awesome. I definitely want to make sure I'm delivering value to you and getting, your audience and the people who are watching this, everything that they need about social media.
Yeah.
So Instagram recently changed their explore and search function. So one of the, when you have your 3 C's, your leads, traffic, leads, and sales, you really need to ultimately know your target audience as well. Because if you don't know your target audience, you're really going to have a difficult time getting the traffic and the leads, let alone converting them into sales. So when you know your target audience, who are they? Where do they live? What do they do? What are they searching for on Instagram or other social media sites? And I think this is one of the things that a lot of times some people miss is it's not always about what do I do, right? So let's say, for example, I'm in real estate. Well, of course, using the hashtag real estate or things like that are great and important, but at the same time, what are the people that are buying from you or wanting to do business, what are they looking for? Are they searching for homes? Are they searching for a wedding dress? Are they searching for baby items? What are your ideal clients and prospects searching for, right? Because it's not always just about what I do, but what is my target market interested in and what are they doing? So that's, you really need to know your target market. And so I usually suggest making a list of all those things and then coming up with relevant hashtags. And so when you're in Instagram, you can actually go to the search and explore feature. Let me see if I don't know if I'll be able to pull it up on my phone real quick, but it's a little magnifying glass on the bottom. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little magnifying glass at the bottom.
Yes.
And they just updated that section within Instagram. So if you go there, it used to just be hashtags for the most part. There would be some pictures. And way back when, it was only really popular people, celebrities, athletes, and people who were getting thousands of likes. Well, now they've really created it so that it'll go into people that you liked, locations near you. There you go. So you can search a lot of different things. They now have trending topics, places. The other day I'd seen beautiful bridges. And then you clicked it, and it was all these photos from Instagram users that had taken photos of beautiful bridges. And it was really cool that they've started integrating this stuff because it allows us to tap into different communities. And I think that's something that is missed and bypassed within Instagram because it's not as obvious. So if you go on Facebook, they have groups. So you can get into a car group, you can get into a knitting group, you can get into a sports group, whatever you want to do, they have different groups that you can get involved with. Well, Instagram doesn't have groups, but Instagram has a lot of communities that are into different things. And so by this Explore feature, they've really tapped into showcasing those different communities, like the people that take the pictures of the bridges. I just thought that was really cool that it was such a segmented thing. That's a very specific type of photograph. So within Instagram, you can search through different hashtags and find different communities, like a fitness community. So if you search, one of the things that I like to do is, let's say you're searching for fitness, and you go into the Explore feature within Instagram, you type in fitness, and it'll give you the top posts, people, hashtags, and places. And so now you can kind of go in and say, do I want places that are tagged to fitness, or do I want to search for people or keywords, which are the hashtags? So you can go in there and really dig in deep. So one of the things I like to do is I'll type in like a more generic keyword like fitness, and I'll scroll down on the hashtags, and I'll find stuff that not as many people are talking about. So they're a little bit more hardcore and into that passionate thing, because someone like me, maybe I go to the gym once a week, let's say, I can use the hashtag fitness. It doesn't mean that I'm really into fitness. Where if I search further down the hashtags, some stuff that's not being searched as much, like fitness addict or fitness girl or things that are a little bit more specific, you're going to start really drawing into those communities a little bit deeper. So that's something that I like to do to really narrow down my target audience. So those are the people that I want to connect to. Or let's say I play basketball. I grew up playing basketball. Well, I can connect to that community within there by searching through those hashtags, basketball, Los Angeles, or something that's a little bit more specific to who I am and what I'm doing or the locations that I'm near. Because basketball in Minnesota does me no good. I can't go play basketball somewhere else. Mm-hmm. So I need to find stuff with not only that I'm interested in, but within my local community too. So that's another thing that you can really do within Instagram is this explore feature and really tap into those communities and things that you're passionate about or that your business can relate to in that target market. So those are kind of the key components. Other thing is content within Instagram is very important because it's really based off pictures. So, having quality pictures and, if you're going to use a quote, having a quote that's looks clean and the words aren't completely cut off at the end. And, if you're in fitness, showing before and after results, or if you're in real estate, showcasing the homes and the listings that you're sharing, or if you're a musician, sharing your music, or, you're in the studio and you're taking a selfie of you in the studio, or even a short video of you actually playing the keyboard or the guitar. And, those are the things that sometimes I think we don't think to share because someone's going to think I'm bragging or someone's going to think I'm showing off. But really, those are the things that other people want to see. They want to see what we're doing, and they want to see us maybe playing the guitar if that's what we're good at, and that's what we're passionate about, and that's what they love, right? So people really start to engage with that kind of stuff. So content is really important, and being congruent in that message, right? So if you have to start another profile to only talk about those things if that's all you're posting about, right? So that's what your audience is going to engage with more is the content and them really. If you've ever noticed, some of the best profiles on Instagram have a lot of the same branding, some of the same color scheme, or it's all pictures of, winter landscapes, or it's all pictures of Los Angeles and the buildings in Los Angeles and the nightlife and the photography. Or maybe it's a foodie page and, someone has pictures that they just share their delicious food with, right? So content is very important in keeping that message and branding somewhat consistent. So that's definitely another important thing. One of my favorite apps for searching for hashtags so you can kind of get in there and maybe if you're brainstorming and not sure what to search for is Tagomatic. It's actually only on the iPhone. I'm sorry, Android users, I've not found the equivalent to it. But for those of you who do have iPhones, you can put in a term into it, and it'll search, and it'll actually pull up to 30 other relevant hashtags. So that way you don't have to sit there and say, okay, what if I'm searching for fitness stuff, what other words can I come up with? If let's say you're stuck and you've got to, 5 fitness keywords or 10 fitness keywords, all right, well, what comes after that? Well, you can put those words in, and Tagomatic will help you list other related terms. So I can search DTLA, which is downtown Los Angeles, right? And it'll give me all these other terms that other people are searching for and using when they're also using downtown LA or Los Angeles or basketball or other keywords. It'll give you related terms that other people are searching for, which is really good because it's not just generic terms, but it's what's actually being searched for.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's really, really cool. And for those of you that don't have iPhone, I would recommend actually going into the app, searching, and then it'll give you a list of 50 keywords that start with that term. So it'll say,
recommends you buy one.
What'd you say?
She recommends you buy one.
Yeah, you can do that. Get a really old iPhone, cheap one, something selling off of Craigslist. I'm sure you could probably find it for $20, or you could download the iPhone app. So yeah, you could also go into the actual app and search fitness or search Los Angeles, and it'll give you 50 other hashtags that start with that keyword. So fitness, something, fitness, and it'll go down from the most used to the least used. And that's kind of what I was referencing earlier, is that if you go to those that are least used, you have a better targeting range, because not as many people are going to be targeting that person, because it's only being used 2,000 times versus 2 million times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we can really get down and target even more so than using those ones that are just being targeted by everyone, like fitness.
We did that, as you remember, with the Beautiful Me, hashtag Beautiful Me for the campaign for the magazine, the body image one.
Mm-hmm.
And I only found one musician using it, and then you found a girl who she never got back to us.
She probably started the account and then forgot about it.
Yeah. We want that account.
Send it to us.
That's right.
So maybe we can find her at one point.
You just made my mind go off on that example, because for the campaign we wanted it all about Beautiful Me, for each individual, and so we had thought about some other stuff, and they were being used, and so this one was one that really wasn't being used, so it was great.
Awesome. And the thing to also remember when you're doing, I guess you could say, a very unique hashtag or branded hashtag, like let's say hashtag Nicole Mazer or hashtag Beautiful Me, and let's say nobody's using it yet. Once you start growing it, you could have people that are using it and inserting photos that have nothing to do with what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So it's always something good to be aware of too, that, although we're sharing this specific unique hashtag, other people can use it for whatever they want to.
Right.
So something to just kind of be aware of.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they would bring good stuff, the same stuff.
Yeah, right.
For our attention too. Yeah.
I would think so. I think we searched that one too, and there was a lot of people sharing images of themselves, which is great. Yeah. So if you have that, then that's, I guess, what I'd like to call user-generated content. So you can share those things that other people are sharing. Here's this beautiful person, and they're, doing X, Y, Z, or whatever it is.
And they're feeling empowered, yeah.
And then they like that because you're sharing what they do. So it's kind of a win-win scenario without having to create all the content from scratch. So, awesome. Yeah, definitely. One of the other things that I love to do for content is create quotes or headlines or, catchy titles that people love to interact with. They do incredibly well on Instagram. Two of the apps that I like to use are Over app, which I believe it's on Android and iPhone, and then another app called WordSwag. And WordSwag, I believe, is still just for the iPhone, but there's plenty of apps. They call them text overlay apps or font apps, and you can basically type in whatever quote is or copy and paste what your quote is and then tag or underscore the author or whoever said it, and it'll give you, like with WordSwag, you can actually go in there and search different photos. So it makes it really simple. You can actually create a piece of content in a couple minutes or 5 minutes if you're quick and already know what you're going to write. And then it also sometimes gives you examples of quotes that you can use. Or you can search their database you can search in their fitness, and all these fitness-related pictures will pop up. So you can really get in there and, maybe you're not the most creative person, or maybe you don't know how to use Photoshop or all those tools that designers use, but you can still get in there with apps like Over and WordSwag and things like that to create awesome content without being a graphic designer. So those are two other apps that I love to use that make it really simple and quick and easy to create content. That's awesome. And I have one more that I wanted to share with you.
Yay.
So the other one was for videos. So if you're doing videos on Instagram, they have to be 15 seconds or 16 seconds. I forget. I think it's 15 seconds or 16. So like right there. And you can create these videos, and Instagram actually has their own video app called Hyperlapse. And it's really cool. I actually, one of the last times I was at the airport, I set my phone against the window that you could see all the jets and airplanes going in and out. And what it does is, let's say you have 5 minutes of recording, you can get it down to 15 seconds, but it's all sped up. So it's a hyperlapse of the video that you took. So it's really, really cool. You can have, shrink everything down, and then you see all these planes going really quickly. And even though it's really slow in a 5-minute video, you can show that process. Or, I've seen hyperlapse videos where it's the fireworks, and people, you can see the fireworks going really quickly from 4th of July. So it's really, really cool video app. The other video app that I like to use is called Flipagram. And it's a video app and a picture app. It was initially a picture app, and they added video to it recently, which is really cool. So you can take, let's say, 15 of your photos and turn all those photos into almost like a flip, where it flips through the photos, and then you can add music to it. You can add a little watermark, and people really love that and seem
That's cool.
with that really well. Yeah, so that's another app that you can add video to it too, so it's cool. So you can do some pictures, video, as long as it fits within that 15 seconds that Instagram wants you to stay within. And they have music on there, so you don't have to download music or anything like that. They make it really, really simple, which is awesome, because I love things that are simple. If it takes me 20 minutes to figure out, I'm kind of a techie, I'm kind of a nerd, so I figure if it takes me too long and it's too complicated,
it'll take everybody else months.
Yeah, not everyone's going to be able to figure it out, and I want to make sure that whatever I'm sharing and doing is simple and other people can use it as well. So that's another awesome way to create content. And, having those are like your most important things. So like the 3 C's. Create traffic, capture lead, convert sales. You need to know your target market and content. Those are like key components when using social media. If you're using it for fun, have fun with it. Share what you love, what you're passionate about, and things that people relate to. And, no matter what you do, there'll always be a group that will love it, and there'll always be a group that may not love it so much. And that's okay, because we're all different, and we all need to put ourselves out there and know that what we're doing is something that we love, and even if someone else doesn't, that's okay. So that's kind of my recap of Instagram and, what I really love about social media and why I use it to really, people say, oh, online, nobody's connected anymore. Nobody talks to anybody anymore. But I've met and made friendships with many, many people that started out online. I have best friends now who I consider family that I initially met online through Facebook.
Yeah, work and stuff. Yeah, it connects us together. It's amazing. It really is amazing, because we couldn't be doing things like this online retreat if we didn't have this ability that's come out in the last 10 plus years, to make our world a smaller, more comfortable, intimate place. Yeah.
I have friends in Australia now and the UK that I've never traveled overseas, so I probably would have never met them had I not had access to social media and been able to talk to them online first, because then you get to know people a little bit more, and wow, I could really connect with this person. We have a lot in common. Okay, let's meet. Or, oh, you're going to this event. Oh, I'm going to that event also. Let's meet.
Yeah.
Whereas before, you kind of just, whoever was in your local community or whoever friend happened to know another friend.
Exactly.
Now our audience to who we can connect to has really expanded because of social media and connected us, I think, even more.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, isn't it? It really is.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. Would you like to share your free gift?
Yeah, I'd love to. I actually have an entire free course for Instagram. It's about 14 lessons right now. So the time you're watching this, it should be even more than that. So I'm really excited that you're going to get access to this free course on how to use Instagram. Some of the things that I even talked about today, I dive into in more depth in that free course. So, it's not, hey, here's how to do this, but then go buy it for $200. I'm going to just give it to you for free as being a part of this. And, Mia, thank you for allowing me that opportunity to share this, because I think people can really gain a lot of value from it. So that's my free gift, is a free course on how to use Instagram. And you're going to love it. I'm sure you can direct them to how to access it, whether it's a link. And I'll let you know about it, but it's a free Instagram course. Really cool, really in-depth and detailed.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Nicole. This was awesome. And I got really excited through your excitement. I love, of course, the social medias too, but seeing the way that you work it just really makes it seem like it's a lot more fun and that we should be playing to have more fun.
Yeah, exactly. The way I kind of look at everything is, if I'm not enjoying something or I'm not passionate about something, why am I doing it?
Yeah.
I mean, we're here on this earth to live and to enjoy ourselves rather than just go through a specific day-to-day routine. So if we're going to be on the internet or we're going to be using the internet for our business, why not enjoy it and have fun with it? You're still going to have to accomplish a certain goal. You might as well have fun while you're doing it.
I agree. I totally agree. Life and work should be fun.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, honey. It was awesome to have you with us.
Thank you so much as well, and thank you to everyone who's watching this. I appreciate you guys taking the time to view this as well and take part in this. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, everyone. We'll see you in another segment. Bye.